My name is Julica Hermann de la Fuente. I am the Special Advisor on Justice and Equity for the Unitarian Universalist Service Committee, and I want to tell you about a trip that I recently co-led to do some immigration justice work at the border with Mexico through the College of Social Justice. So I'll tell you a little bit about the trip first. BorderLinks is the organization that we collaborate with. They are terrific partners, and they are dedicated to teaching people about immigration justice and about what's really going on at the border. So I was a co-leader of a small group of religious professionals that went to experience the border firsthand, and BorderLinks does a really good job of teaching the history of immigration and the history of immigration issues and immigration justice. There's an exercise where we experience what the immigration system is like through a simulation that really drives home the point that it is extremely complicated and in many cases problematic. It's a really powerful experience, especially because BorderLinks then connects us to partners in the area who share first-person experiences. And I was very grateful to have the opportunity to do that and to listen from people who have made it their life calling and their commitment to teach others about the experience of the border and immigration there. For sure, one of the highlights for me of the trip was going to the wall itself in Nogales, Arizona. And the wall there in the city of Nogales is pretty high, 20 feet, I want to say, metal. And there are hills on the border. And so the wall looks like a big snake, looks like a dragon. And it's very striking. But even more striking and more powerful is to watch people exist around it and function around it in ways that you have to be there to really understand how silly that wall feels and also how heartbreaking both. Silly because border space is permeable, and you know, there's a little bit of Mexico and a little bit of United States over a stretch of area. It's not like this starts here and this ends here, and it's so silly to try to do that. So all of the businesses in Nogales are in Spanish. All of the people in Nogales look Mexican to me, and I'm a Mexican immigrant. And so it's just this sort of like, oh, what a futile exercise, people. What a waste of resources. Well, how sad. And then also, wow, check out the resilience of these people and their tenacity and their unwillingness to be defined. So here are elders that are sharing their lived experience as community organizers and how they have supported other people in the border space, and how it has become part of their life mission to educate people about the border and about immigration. And they do it with such dignity and such grace. And yeah, just as a Mexican person myself, I just felt so proud with them and of being Mexican. Like it was just a very powerful experience. You know, there was this really touching, heartbreaking moment when we saw a family have a picnic, and half of them were on this side of the wall and the other half was on that side, and they were just having a meal and having family time because they couldn't be together without the wall. And just how absurd that was, and then also how tenacious and strong and resilient. Those were the feelings that I was having as I was witnessing this very sweet moment. Now, when I think about what it's like for me to do this work as an immigrant myself, that also brings up a ton of questions and feelings, because it's very powerful to watch colleagues engage with a topic for the first time, or maybe the second or third time, that has been my life. And to recognize, oh, they really don't know. And also, oh, so much of this knowledge is actually in my body. This is not like historical thinking knowledge. This is the story of my father. This is my story. And I am one of the privileged good immigrants, the ones that came with a green card and the ones that were welcomed here. And I have taken opportunity of many advantages here in the United States in terms of education. And I'm very grateful and very privileged to be here and now to be an American citizen, and also recognizing that is not the experience of most people. In fact, I decided to become an American citizen as a result of Trump's election because it was very scary. And the very same week that I was doing my immigration exam in Detroit in an air-conditioned room was when they started separating families at the border. So it was like a visceral experience for me to recognize, oh, wow, this is like a very important part of my life. And I'm grateful that other colleagues are coming to learn and to engage in this immigration justice work so that I don't have to do all of the emotional work all the time. And also, at the beginning, I thought, oh, do I want my people doing all this emotional labor for these white colleagues? This feels a little funny. How does this feel? And then I recognized how much dignity and how much power and agency these elders had, and how important it was for them to do this work. And it was very hopeful for me to recognize that, yeah, we are all in different parts of the journey of navigating our own immigration history and our own status as immigrants. And it was a very powerful experience for me to once again review how my lived experience enhances my commitment to anti-racism and anti-oppression work. And then also why immigration justice is not at the center of my work all the time, because that's not something that I need to do right now or that I feel equipped to do, and that's okay. Very powerful learning experiences all around. And I think my biggest takeaway in terms of a learning is how important it is to get proximate, in the words of Brian Stevenson. How important it is for people of faith and people who want to make a difference in the world to have an embodied understanding, a knowledge in their lived experience about what we're talking about, and not just read a book, not just watch a movie, but actually go and be in relationship with these folks and be at the sacred sites where young people have been killed, where bodies have been found in the desert, to go actually and see a tower and see what the tower looks like and feels like, and the experience of surveillance. All of those things are a very important experience so that we understand what's at stake and so that we stay committed to the work. And it gives me hope. It gives me hope that there are people that want to do this education and that have made this, and BorderLinks just wonderful partner. So grateful. And so grateful that this educational experience exists for Unitarian Universalists and other people of progressive faith. And so grateful that we're in the journey together. We're always leaning into more learning, more understanding, more connecting, more healing. So thanks for listening to my reflection, and thank you for whatever work you're doing to bring liberation and transformation into the world. Bye.